There are very few movies that deal with unexpected pregnancy at a young age. One film that I remember handling it masterfully was Adalal Kadal Sevi. While that film veered more towards a combination of realism and melodrama, Dada, the movie that we are going to be talking about today, veers towards realism and wholesomeness. After Love Today, here is another film targeted toward youth in the audience, and it must be said that it is very entertainable for the most part. The plot of the movie is that Manikandan and Sindhuja are lovers, and one day, maybe they held hands too tightly or something, a fairy strikes and they get pregnant. Manikandan does not want to have the baby, but Aparna does. The families kick them out because if they are old enough to do the devil's tango, they are old enough to pay bills on their own. But living together doesn't turn out great for them, so the couple separate, leaving Manikandan to raise the child alone. This isn't a great origin story similar to Bahubali, but this is good enough. Why did Sindhu abandon the child she was hell-bent on having, and what happens to the child raised by Manikandan, who is barely an adult himself, forms the rest of the story. Let's talk about the good first. The director places the initial half of the movie as close to reality as possible. He is not willing to romanticize their struggle. So when the young couple get kicked out, they do get a nice house to stay courtesy of a friend, and while you're judging that this movie is set in La La Land, the film pulls the rug from under you, transporting them to a realistic abode. And this is not done just for the sake of it, it propels the subsequent conflicts and the eventual breakup of the hero and the heroine. The hero is constantly worried about their financial state, and while the heroine seems to have settled into a new life easily, she is struggling as well. This comes up beautifully in a scene where, when the couple get invited to a wedding, Sindhu suggests that they should gift at least a ring as a gift. Yeah, our jaws drop along with Manikandan's. He rightly points out that they are not in a position to afford such a gift, and while you're about to praise him for his awareness, he comes home multiple times drunk, which doesn't help their situation either. This is smart writing to establish the eventual breakup because it refuses to take the easy way out, like saying that the mother died in childbirth or something, forcing Manikandan to be a single parent. The next plus are the actors. While Aparna is excellent, for me personally, Kavin steals the show. Especially in the baby shower scene, where his face is frozen with worry and he smiles almost as an afterthought. He is afraid of the future, it has taken over his entire being, and Kavin's ability to convey this complex emotion is what makes us empathize with his character. The next best thing about the movie is everything to do with the child. There are no pearls of wisdom spouted by the child that make you roll your eyes, but there are also meaningful scenes and exchanges between the father son duo. The scenes could have showed more of the struggle Manikandan faces while raising his son, but it is doing just enough for us to be invested in his journey as a father. He is a lost boy himself who forgets to name his child or that he needs to be fed. Seeing him becoming the man, tolerating a few difficult weeks just so he could give a better life for his son is beautiful. Not to forget, the scenes with Manikandan and his friend are an absolute riot. Moving on to the average aspects of the film, while the hero, heroine, and the one friend feel like fully fleshed out characters, their families are very shallow and unconvincingly written. The way Manikandan's parents come back in his life doesn't have the necessary impact, and there is a brother in the mix somewhere, but there is no strong reason behind why the mother or the brother would not have reached out earlier. It is also unbelievable that the hero and the heroine, having lived in the same place, haven't run into each other before this. The same is true about Sindhu's parents as well. We do not have enough info about them to believe that they are capable of doing the things that they do in the movie. They are introduced as very normal middle aged parents, and then they turn out to be supervillains. The score by Jen Martin is serviceable, and so are the songs. While it does not elevate the movie extraordinarily, it doesn't hurt it either. The movie sails along beautifully, hitting all the right emotional notes until we get to the second half. By now, Manikandan and his son have a life going. They are in a good place, he is gaining financial stability, so the director is lost about what to do with the plot. He throws Manikandan and Sindhuja together again, and then there are very long, supposedly funny stretches centered around their colleagues trying to get them back together. But none of it feels authentic. The plans are neither smart nor funny, and by this point in the movie, we are not really rooting for them to get together. And keeping up with the tradition of Tamil cinema, there is also a drunk dance number by the hero. Although most of second half feels unnecessary and fails to entertain, when the climax rolls around, we are moved again, and it is hugely due to the lead's performances. So do catch this movie and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Until next time, it is bye from Cinema Saki. Keep loving cinema and keep talking about cinema. Bye bye.